Well, hi guys, Mark here. We're here today at Poole Moto here in the south of England, and today we're going to be taking out the absolutely brilliant Cfmoto 450Nk. Stay tuned and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Well, hi guys, Mark here, and really pleased today to be bringing you a review on this new Cfmoto 450Nk. And again, many thanks to Poole Moto here in the south of England for lending me this bike today. So I'm just going to start off running through all the specifications, then we'll do the test ride and then have final thoughts at the end. So I'm really excited about riding this bike today. Reason being is it's got a fantastic engine, 270-degree crank, which gives it that wonderful V-twin sound and feel. But this is the same engine that's going to be used in the MT, the adventure style one. Now that's not quite here in the UK yet. Any day soon it will be dropping in. But anyway, this uses the same engine. This has a bit more power, a bit less torque. The MT has a bit less power but a bit more torque, so that suits an adventure bike. But anyway, super excited about bringing this today, and I can just initially tell you this engine is absolutely fabulous. So price on this is £4,999. That is on the road pricing, so that's pretty good. It uses an absolutely brilliant 449cc parallel twin liquid cooled with this fabulous 270-degree crank, so we'll talk all about that a bit later on. This is A2 compatible, 46 horsepower at 10,000 RPM, and the torque is a strong 39 Newton meters at 7,750 RPM. Fuel tank is 14 litres. Should get at least 70 to the gallon out of this little engine, so you should get a range of at least 150 miles. It's got a nice gentle seat height of 795mm, so ideal if you're a beginner just getting into biking. Just take a quick look at me on this bike. As a reference for you, I'm 5'7" tall, 170 centimeters with a 30-inch inside leg. I weigh about 75 kilos. Then you can compare that for yourself. It's a lightweight machine coming in at a dry weight of 165 kilos, so 46 horsepower with quite a lightweight means for exciting performance. It's very perky and snappy off the throttle. CST tyres, which are so far feel very grippy. They're getting quite sticky in this sort of heat today. Got a 110 on the front and a 150 on the rear. We have an assist and slipper clutch, which is super light. A really, and I mean nice, 5-inch colour TFT. We'll look into that a bit more when we get on the bike in a bit, but that has a wonderful display on it, looks really good. LEDs all round. Traction control, ABS. Braking is courtesy of J. Juan, which is a Spanish manufacturer. Just a single disc on the front with a 4-piston caliper, but very strong braking on this, front and rear. Non-adjustable front forks, which are upside down, but give a very good compliant ride. And we have a rear monoshock tucked up in there, which is preload adjustable. Service intervals are 5,000 kilometers, 3,000 miles. The valves are checked at a very impressive 40,000 kilometers or 25,000 miles for the valves. Servicing will be cheap and quite simple on these, so it shouldn't be too bad at all for servicing. They come in this black and also a blue, but it looks quite a compact little bike. You know, when I first rode it, I sort of thought, oh, this is fun. You know, it's a bit like a KTM 390 Duke, that sort of size. It's very light, very compact, with a very good punchy twin cylinder engine. But build quality looks very decent all round on it. Paintwork looks good. All the switch gear is very, very nice, high quality and tactile. Display's lovely. So far, first impressions, very, very good on this bike. Anyway guys, let's do the test ride, shall we? Okay, Cfmoto 450Nk. So it's a very, very small, compact, quite a light bike, 165 kilos, and you sit right down into it. Feels really, really comfortable. I'm 5'7" with a 30-inch inside leg, and I'm flat-footed. My knees are slightly bent, so really nice low seat height, ideal for beginners. So when you sit into this, it does feel a little bit like a sort of a KTM with these front fairings coming forwards down there. But all the switch gear feels really nice and quality. So very, very light assist and slipper clutch there, which is span adjustable. Headlight flasher. You've got all your menu scroll buttons and enter there. Look at that in a minute. Indicators and horn over this side. Span adjustable front brake lever just there. And your engine start and stop and hazards. So a really nice colour TFT on this. Looks superb. Showing you loads of information there. You've got all your trips, odometer, range, miles per gallon, all your warning lights. There is another style that you can have which kind of goes across the screen there. If you press enter, it goes into all of your menu, and you can pair it to your phone, navigation, music, all that sort of stuff. So music, settings, there's loads of information in there, and so that's all good. Very nice indeed. So we'll just go back. Right, so let's start it up, and straight away you get this lovely kind of thump 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 sort of noise. Sounds just like a V-twin. That's what that 270-degree crank, you know, the pistons are sort of going at an offset rather than together. They're sort of going boom 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 like that, so that what gives it that lovely sound. So that sounds fantastic. Anyway, very light clutch, easily into first gear. Got a gear indicator, which is great, and away we go. Very, very smooth, easy to pull away. Okay, out on the open road on the fantastic Cfmoto 450Nk, and straight off I can tell you this engine is absolutely fabulous. It's a little gem, it really is. Characterful, revvy, free revving, lots of torque, fantastic soundtrack. You know, when we finally get the MT here in the UK, the adventure style one, it's going to be brilliant in that, I'm sure. So let's just start off with all the basics of this bike. Starting off with these mirrors, very nice big units, lots of sort of view behind, a little bit of my elbows, but on the whole, a very good clear view behind. Obviously this is a naked bike, so it's quite a windy bike to ride. It's a little bit of lean forward, but on the whole it's a very, very comfortable bike. Seats nicely padded. It's a very, very compact little affair. It's not a physically big bike, so do bear that in mind. I'm 5'7", it fits me a treat. I think up to 6 foot you'd be okay. Over 6 foot you might feel a little bit cramped on this. My legs are nicely tucked up into the tank. Got a bit of room here if you've got longer legs. As it's a small bike and light, it really does dice around these corners with absolute precision. These CST tyres feel to me very, very grippy and very sure-footed. But we'll just try the brakes out, front and rear together, nothing behind. Wow, yeah, they're strong. I mean, it's only got a single disc on the front, but it still bites very hard from those that J-Juan caliper. So second gear now, just going to short shift. What a fabulous sound. So very, very easily up to 60 miles an hour. Top speed on this, about 105, 110 mile an hour, I would say. Just drop it down to fourth, just to sort of show you how well this engine pulls. Fourth gear, 5,000, just opening it up. And this thing really, really does go. You know, that's obviously because it's lightweight. It's got a very punchy little engine. 46 horsepower, but it really does do well on that power. This is one of the most pokey little sort of A2s I think I've ridden for a long time. And that engine is just so engaging. I'll give you a little sound check at the end, but it really does sound good. Changes direction very quickly. Suspension is very nicely damped indeed. It's definitely a sporty setup, slightly firm, but it's still very, very compliant for the usual bumpy roads that we all seem to get these days. Right, let's just see what the 450 is like at the slightly higher speeds. So just revving it through that mid-range, plenty of get up and go. There we are, up to 70 miles an hour, no problem whatsoever. Just at 6,000 revs now. Very, very smooth indeed. The slightest, and I mean the slightest, little tiny buzz through the foot pegs. Absolutely nothing to worry about. Totally in keeping for a parallel twin. If I open it up, it's got loads of go. To the top side of over 100 miles an hour this will do. It's quite windy today. I could feel the wind coming from my left, but this little bike still holds its own well. I just pull in a sec, we'll just do a little bit of a roll on in top gear. So 55 in top now, a bit of a hill here. Going to go wide open throttle in top. As you can see, plenty of get up and go there, even in top gear. Wind protection, as you'd expect. It's a windy affair on the naked, but it's all very steady wind that I'm leaning up against. 65 is a sort of a nicer speed really. Very, very comfortable riding position. Nicely padded seat on this, no vibrations in the mirrors or anything like that. So there you are guys, the Cfmoto is good at holding its own at the higher speeds. But we're just going to come into a 30 mile an hour limit in a minute, into a little bit of a town, just to see how the 450 handles the lower speeds. So I'm currently in third gear. It's going along very smoothly indeed. There's no riding modes on this, it's quite simple. Throttle response is good, it's not snatchy, it's just a really good response on that throttle. You know, we're at sort of low revs here and it's very instant indeed. It's really good pull from that relatively small engine. So low speed manners, very, very easy. You know, if you were a newcomer to biking, this would be an absolutely fantastic bike. It's small, light, but most of all it's just so much fun. It feels solid, well put together. So just down to first gear now, just feathering that throttle at walking speed, all very easy. Easily into second. Third, see if it will take fourth gear without any shuddering. There you go, look, fourth gear, 30 mile an hour, just over 3,000. No problems whatsoever. So yeah, very comfortable. You sit right into this bike. Gear change is slick and easy. Clutch is super light, really like that. And it feels really responsive. Yeah, Cfmoto have done a cracking job on this. So there you go, guys. The 450Nk at the lower speed is very good indeed. So second gear, just going to rev it out a bit. So you can see you don't have to over rev it, just through that mid-range. It makes for very decent performance. Most importantly, this engine is really nice and smooth. It doesn't have any nasty, annoying vibrations that are going to make you numb in the hands. There's nothing through the foot pegs or the seat. It's a very, very smooth, high quality engine. Cfmoto have been producing bikes and engines for many years. They're a very good brand indeed. That brake's nicely bedding in, that's strong. So we're fifth gear now. Slow it down a bit and open it up in fifth for you. There's your 40, open it wide open, and there's your 60. So it shows you how flexible this little 450 engine is. We're just cruising along like this, top gear, 5,000 RPM. It's a very, very relaxed little unit. It just darts and turns so quickly, it's brilliant. The bike feels extremely well put together. No sort of shakes, rattles or squeaks from it. All the switch gear is very nice. Yeah, that brake's got a good bit of bite to it on the front there. I say the bike that this brings back memories of is the KTM 390 Duke. That's a small, punchy, great fun little bike. Well, this is of the same ilk, but I would say this engine is even nicer. It's smoother, with a bit more punch and a bit more torque. Just going down that gearbox, down to fourth gear, all very slick and easy. Just see how it pulls up this hill. Opening it up into fifth, pulling strongly up this hill, no problems at all. Up. So when I finally get my hands on the 450MT, the Adventure, which has got a bit more torque than this one, that should be really, really good. But this, for fun, is absolutely a knockout. For the money, a shade under £5,000, I absolutely can't fault it. The sound, you probably can't hear it, but it sounds fabulous on the overrun. It sort of burbles a bit. Alright, easily into first and easily into neutral. That's all good. Right, I'll just leave the indicators and the headlight on for you. Just give you that sound check. Absolutely superb. So you see what I mean, that display is really nice to look at. Decent side stand, that's all good. So LEDs all round, and that's all lit up there. It looks really cool with a sort of projector style headlight. That looks good. All good there. Superb. I did have a look under the seat. That's just battery and relays under there, and obviously that there doesn't seem like you can take it off anytime soon, so no storage at all, I'm afraid. So off the side stand, it's a very light bike indeed, 165 kilos, and it's very, very, very easy to push around. So that's great. Superb. Right then, let's have a look round this beauty. So it's a very compact little bike, looks quite almost squat, quite aggressive, isn't it, with these sort of fairings here. Got this sort of very stepped up seat, but very nice low seat height, that, so ideal if you're not that tall. So these tyres feel very, very grippy indeed. So I know the CST is not a super popular make, but they do feel very grippy indeed. Interesting little detail there. Very short front mudguard, so you are going to get a bit of rubbish from the road hit there, but that's part of the course these days. That engine is absolute little gem. 450 cc's, may only be 46 horsepower, but don't worry about that. It's tons of fun, sounds great, smooth, punchy, just 5-star fun, that little engine there. Sounds great with that standard exhaust as well. The steering snappy, the suspension set up nicely for the road. 6-speed, chain driven, very nice gearbox, but all the build quality looks, on all Cfmotos that I've seen, they're really nicely built. Very, very good indeed. So there you are, guys, Cfmoto 450Nk. What a great little pocket rocket. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll look forward to receiving all your comments. Don't forget to give me a like, share and subscribe, please, and I'll catch you again in a week or so for another review. Ride safe, guys, all the best. Bye for now.